Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Today is December 26th. I just had a Jesus vision, so I'm going to speak this. This is going to be a recap. I haven't even had a chance to even look deep into seeing what's going on and what's not going on. Okay, the dream was kind of like fragmented and layered. Like it was like layers. Like it'd be like I'm in a vision, then I pop up and I'm in a different, doing something different in a whole different type of environment and a whole, like that's how this dream was. So it's a bit confusing for me. That's why I'm trying to go and do this now. I wish I would just did it when I couldn't remember nothing, and I was just praying like, don't let me forget, don't let me forget. But I still forgot. So I'm finna just talk about what I can remember. Okay. So in this vision, it was like Jesus was the teacher. We was in a classroom setting. I was in a classroom setting, and Jesus was the teacher. Jesus was the teacher. I'm sitting at a desk, and it didn't seem like it was like a huge class. It just seemed like it was just like a small classroom setting. It didn't seem like it was a lot of students. It didn't seem like he had a lot of students in class, but I was one of the students in class. So while I'm in class and he's the teacher and he's teaching the class, and in this vision, because normally I don't even pay attention to the way he look or nothing like that, but in this vision, he appeared to be like huge, like he didn't appear to be my size at all. And I think it don't seem like he came, like, sometimes the glory, like your flesh can't take the glory, so it don't seem like he came in that image. He came in the image of what you would think he would look like. Like he didn't come, like in his true form, but in the image that in your mind, if you could think of, okay, this is how Jesus looked, that's how he appeared to me in the dream. So he only came to me in a form that I could relate to and say, ooh, that's Jesus. That's the form he came in this vision, y'all. Jesus be shapeshifting. He can come in many different forms. But the form he came in this vision was the form that I could emotionally connect to, like, okay, this is the image of perception of the Jesus I know. So he came in the form that I would think to know him as. That's how he came, with the long brownish black hair, and that's the image he came in his vision. I guess it had to be relatable, so I could be like, ooh, there's Jesus, because he never really said who he was. I just know I was in the classroom sitting. It wasn't that many students in the class, and he was teaching. So while he teaching, I fell into a deep sleep. I fell into a deep sleep in this classroom, and when I fell into a deep sleep, anything and everything that's connected to my vocals, my speech, anything connected to it, the nerve, I could feel all the nerves, and something was going on in the classroom dealing with anything and everything dealing with speech. So my esophagus, my vocal cords, like every single nerve, I could feel something going through every single nerve that possibly affect and deal with speech while I was asleep. So this is what's going on while I'm asleep. Does that make sense, y'all? So while I'm sleeping in this classroom, I feel like something going on in my throat, everything dealing with vocal cords. Like, you know how, like, when you deal with the human body, and like, you know how, like, the anatomy of the body, and they teach you, like, about the vocal cords, the esophagus, this is here, the airway box, like every single nerve, any vein, I'm trying to think, anything that connected the actual speaking, everything that was attached to even allow me to speak is what was going on in the dream. So I'm in deep sleep, like I'm on this knocked out, y'all. I'm on this knocked out, and I can feel all this going on, and it's dealing with everything that deal with, like, speech, like my vocal, like me vocally speaking, like anything that dealing with me vocally speaking that's with my body. I feel like something going on with it while I'm laying there. So Jesus in class, I fell out. I'm feeling all this stuff going on. I'm in a deep sleep, but I feel all this stuff going on with my vocal cord, with my speech, with my throat, like everything. I feel some tingling, like something going on with the nerve, like the nerve level. Let me see if I can break this down, y'all. Because it's kind of hard to explain what I was feeling when I was just like sleep in class. How Jesus gonna be talking and I'm sleep in class. Thought I look, focus. That would come to me. I need to focus. I guess I need to focus, y'all. Jesus, if I was asleep in class, I was just tired, shoot. But back to this vision. So, like the anatomy, and how like with God, and like how you can get down to the like I'm trying to figure out how to explain this to y'all. You know how when you do anatomy, like when you're dealing with anatomy, and they teach you how to study this part of the body, that part, like your heart, you might be all these different nerves and arteries that's connected to your heart, and then everything that was attached to me speaking vocally. It was just this sharp. It was just this something was going on with while I'm laying in class. So while he teaching class, I don't know what was going on. It's spiritual, so it's finna manifest itself. Whatever this was that was going on, dealing with me speaking and stuff like that, it's actually finna start manifesting itself. So something finna happen. Something finna happen. So I don't know what he did or what was going on, but I know it was something dealing with the speech. Something dealing with my speech, vocal, me speaking vocally, all that. Everything that's attached to it. It was just these sharp pains there while I'm laying in class. Like I could feel something going through. Like I could feel like, oh, what is the word? Y'all, I don't know the word. I'm really trying to figure out the word. Okay, what is it? It was like the tingling. Like I could feel that any and everything that was connected to my speech. Like if it was like all this, everything is just like all at one time. I could feel, like something going on with everything all at once while I'm laying there. So I feel all this while he in class, and I'm trying to think of, could I even remember what he was talking about? When I first woke up, I could remember what the class, what was being spoken in class. He was talking about how important it is to give your testimony. He was talking about how many people you are able to reach through your testimony. That was what was going on in class. That's what he was talking about. So he was talking about the importance of giving your testimony and speaking your testimony and speaking. Like he was just talking the importance of speaking. Speaking, God spoke everything to exist in your words. Like he was just speaking on the importance of, just the testimony part of just all of it. He just talking about how important it is. Like it was just like, it's so important. So that's what was going on in class. That's what Jesus was talking about in class. While I'm in class, tired. I guess I was tired because I was knocked out. And then while he talking about this speech, everything attached to my speech, anything, any nerve, any blood vessel, any artery, anything that's connected that's dealing with speech, I could feel all this, something going on with all this while he's talking about speech, while I'm laying down on this in class, y'all. So, class was over with. That's what was going on in class. Like, it was pretty short, but class was over with. So when class was over with, I wanted, how you talk to like the teacher after class? You know how you just wait to talk to the teacher when class over with? So when class was over with, I went to talk to him because I wanted to talk about all this I was feeling in my neck. Like I was like, I knew it was connected to speech too. I knew that all of what was going on was directly connected to me speaking in speech. I knew that. So when class was over with, I went, I was trying to talk to Jesus when class was over with. But when I went to talk to him, it seemed like he was like busy, like he was on the phone. And it don't seem like I don't know if he was on the cell phone or a regular phone. I just knew he was on the phone and he was kind of busy. So you know how like when somebody busy, you just kind of wait to the side to wait for them to get through talking. So it seemed like he was busy, like he was on the phone. But then with me, just standing there waiting, because I was like, oh, I'm just gonna wait. He just ended the call right then, and he just was like, looking at me like, like, what is it? So whoever he was talking to, when he saw me standing there, he just stopped that conversation and just ended that call, and he just came straight to my attention, like, okay, what is it? And so I was like, yeah, I was like, in class, this happened, that happened, and I was just talking, and in one way or another, because I'm trying to go back to the conversation, y'all. I'm trying to think back, so bear with me, y'all. So at the end of this class, he's on the phone talking to somebody, but I'm like standing like a student just trying to talk to him. But, you know, he kind of like busy, but he really did stop everything he was doing to see what I needed to say at the end of class. And I was speaking on the testimony, the importance of the testimony. Like, that's what I was speaking on in this class. And so when I was speaking on the testimony in the class, I was trying to bring up the Bible with what he was saying in class, which was the importance of giving your testimony. And when I was trying to speak on it, it was like I couldn't just pinpoint what I was trying to say. And then at this point, the Holy Spirit jumped in the conversation. The Holy Spirit was really helping me with where I needed to go. So when I was talking to him, I was trying to like bring up something, and I didn't know what I was trying to bring up. And then at this point, the Holy Spirit was like, the Samaritan woman. The Samaritan woman, when Jesus was talking to the Samaritan woman. And so I was like, you remember the Samaritan woman? You know, like, you know, and and the story of this Samaritan woman was, you know, Jesus was on this journey with his disciples and he got tired. So while he was tired at the highest time of the daytime, like 12 o'clock, the time you don't even supposed to get water, it's the Samaritan lady getting water. So while she getting water, you know, Jesus, he's like tired. So he asked her to get him some water. And so, you know, they started having a conversation about water. And he started talking about the living water. And she was like, well, I want your water. Because for one, I'm tired of dragging this big old bucket around trying to get water every day. And you talking about I ain't even got to do all that. I want what you got. So that's how she was talking to Jesus. And so, afterwards, you know, he tested her. So he asked her a question about, well, what about your husband? And she was like, I don't have a husband. And then at that point, Jesus said, no, he like, you've been married about 5 times. He said, matter of fact, the man you with now, you not even married to. And he was telling her that she had answered correctly by saying that she's not married. But then he went on to tell her she been married like 5 times. And the man she lived with, she ain't even married to. So at this point, you know, she's like intrigued. She like, how you know all this? And so, you know, like, she knew he was a Jew because she was like, you ain't even supposed to be talking to us. And you asked me to get you water. And then after, you know, they had a conversation, she was like, dog, how you even know I'm living with a man? And you know my whole relationship. Like, how you know all these men I've been married to and all that? You know, she like, you must be a prophet. So then, you know, they were just chopping it up or whatever. And then something else happened. And then at this point, she was like, you know, it came up where she was like, you the Messiah. So she was like, you must be the Messiah. You must be the one that, you know, all the prophets been talking about. And then, you know, he was like, you know, yeah, that's me. So when she felt that this is the man that everybody's looking for and been talking about, she left her bottle, you know, her little bucket, her little bowl of water that she was probably getting at the well, at Jacob's well. And she just ran to the village and she just gave her testimony. You know, she spoke her testimony. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, she gave her testimony. And with her just giving her testimony of her encounter with Jesus, he was welcome to stay with them. You know, he stayed with them like 2 days or whatever. But she ended up, you know, like a whole village ended up being like witness to through just the testimony of this one lady. Like this one lady, her testimony, everybody believed what she was saying. You know, like she just had this influence on the entire village, just this one testimony. So it went back into that, y'all, about the importance of the testimony and how many people you really can reach with just your testimony. And she was the prime example because when she went and she gave her testimony of Jesus in her encounter, she was able to speak to a whole village. And the whole village actually ended up becoming believers behind this one lady testimony. So that's what was going on. That was the story that popped up in the and what I was talking to Jesus about. Like, ooh, the Samaritan woman. Yeah. And that's what was going on in the vision. And like I said, like in the vision, he seemed kind of big. Like he didn't seem like our size. Like he seemed huge. Like he didn't seem like he was just like my height, my size. Like he didn't seem like that. Let me cut this light on. The enemy is busy on me. I know, right? Enemy is busy, busy, busy. Already. I can't even get the video off without the lights being cut off. So that's what ended up happening. It was like the importance of testimony. So something was going on with my throat. So something finna manifest itself. I don't know what it is, what God was doing with me, what was going on while I was laying in this in the room. But I just felt this. It was just something with everything dealing with me speaking and stuff like that. So I don't know what he even did to me when I was in class while he was talking. But we end up speaking on the importance, and then I brought up this Samaritan lady and the importance of her testimony, and how her just giving her testimony, how a whole village was converted and saved just from this one lady testimony of her encounter with Jesus. Like, yeah, so that's what went on in this vision, y'all. But also in this vision, it jumped. This vision jumped, and it was like, something dealing with the number 1,000. It was something dealing with 1,000. Like the number 1,000 kept being used in this vision. And I'm just speaking this because I got to come back to it. I know God going to probably give me revelation later. But I remember the number 1,000. I don't know if it was like healing or something like that. And it was going to be like 1,000 people here. Like wherever we was, the dream that jumped now past the classroom. And so now I'm in a whole different setting. And in this setting, it seemed like something with 1,000. I don't know if it meant like 1,000 people healed, 1,000 blessings. Like I don't know what this 1,000 represented and who was in this 1,000, but the number 1,000 popped up in the vision. That's all I can say on that. Sure, I can't remember too much about it because it seemed like we might have been in a church setting now at this point. Like it seemed like it might jump to a church setting. It could have been like we was like in some kind of service or something was going on, but it seemed like whoever was in this service was finna get blessed. Like, blessings was just finna fall. So, and it's vague right there. Okay. And then after that, the dream jumped. And in this vision, it's this man. And in this vision, I asked him about his mama. I was asking this man about his mama in this vision. And it was like, I could feel like the presence, like the spirit of the mama. His mama somewhere, like I could feel it like in the earth, like when you know how like some people say when God, I don't know, in the vision it was like I was describing it to God, like I was like, you know how you can feel God and you move in God. I was like, something was puzzling me about this man mama. It was something going on with this man mama, and I kept saying something about the mama. Like that's all I kept asking this person in the vision. It was something dealing with the mama in the vision. And the vision, because it was a lot of jumping around in this vision. So, another part of the vision, I might have actually been talking to his mama. And I don't know if she was dead or alive, because in the vision, when I deal with people, I couldn't tell if they dead. I couldn't tell if they dead or alive. Really, because the way they communicate and talk to me, all of them alive. So I couldn't tell, but the mama ended up talking to me. One way or another, the mom ended up connected talking to me. And when she was talking to me, I was telling her about my visions. I told her my visions are 99% warnings. Because something had happened, and I had spoke something, and she was like, she was saying something about rebuke it. She was telling me to rebuke it. And in the vision, I was like, well, I deal with warnings. I was like 99%, 95. I told her 95% of what God showed me is a warning. I said, I can help you prepare. I can help you get ready for this. I can, like, whatever you need as far as, like, just the preparation process of dealing with the warning that I'm sending, I can help you out with that. I said, but 95% of what I deliver is going to be a warning. So this is what I'm telling the lady in the vision. And, shoot, when I was telling her this, because we was having a whole conversation. I don't like when I can't remember the conversation, because the conversations be important, y'all. It be so important. So this is all I got to say. Dealing with what I seen today. This was a Jesus vision. And my daughter said Jesus come on special occasions. So if I had a Jesus vision, that means it's a special occasion. He did something in my throat. I'm seeing manifesting next year. I don't know if it's an increase in my prophecy or something dealing with my prophetic gift, like he didn't touch it some kind of way. I don't know. But that's gonna manifest itself. What I was feeling when I was in class, and I was like, oh, what is, like that's gonna manifest. That's something that happened in the spiritual, and it's gonna manifest itself. But I don't know exactly what God was doing with me when I was laying in class, what he was doing in my body. I just like, oh, what is, that's how it was. So, yeah, I'm going to let y'all go on this note right here. He might come to me again with more, but I do got to do some studying, and this just like a rough draft. This video is really just a rough draft for what's to come. So, this is my Jesus vision I had today, and I'll talk to y'all later. It's just a quick follow-up from what I had posted earlier today. But when I had, in the other video, I was telling you that I was laying down in class, and I was telling you it was something about the vocal cords. Like, I knew everything was connected to the speech. So, when I get up, go to work, it's this lady at work who is mute. Like, she can't talk at all. Like, she can't say nothing. And, and, I'm at work just trying to, just go on, just push through the day or shift or whatever. And one way or another, she ended up just linking up and just actually like working beside me. So I was like, dog, I was just talking about this speech thing. I said, and then it's this lady who mute, but she purposely made sure she was gonna work by me. Like, she made sure, like, I'm gonna be by somebody, probably if she needed some help or something like that, she was just gonna surround herself with somebody, and I'm just the one who she happened to surround herself by. So I was working with this lady, and she can't talk or nothing, and I was working with her. She working beside me the whole shift. And then, I was thinking about Jesus and the Samaritan, and how Jesus was a Jew, and it was like so many rules that, and the Jews and Samaritans, one of the things that they weren't supposed to be able to kind of interact with each other. And, Jesus and the Samaritan, they were just interacting, which was against the Jewish law. And then aside from the Jewish law of them just interacting, he even stayed with the Samaritans a couple of days, which was all the way out of the law of the Jewish tradition. So, that's the only thing that came to me since I did that beginning of the video. It's more stuff coming to me and dealing with it, especially with that Samaritan and Jesus, and just the whole encounter, and how how he kind of was like I'm trying to think of the word, but just about just how he used to just kind of just do what he do. Like how he just was on this earth, like he didn't let the Jewish tradition just stop him from what he was trying to do. He just kind of was like a rebel. He kind of just did what he wanted to do. He really didn't follow the rules. He just really did whatever. Because in my other video where I'm doing my rant, I'm talking about I just do whatever. And I really do just do whatever. And actually, and I just saw the symbolism of just some of the stuff that he did on his walk, and how, it was totally against the law. Like what he did and what he was doing, even with just conversation with a Samaritan, was totally against the law. And, I was thinking about the toxicity. And I was like, maybe people just drawn to my peace. Because I ain't nobody stealing my peace. I ain't nobody stealing my peace. But naturally, in the spiritual, if somebody is just struggling and just going through something, they're naturally going to be trying to seek peace. So if you got peace around you, then you just don't draw that kind of energy. I'm getting that out of everything too. So this all I got, the quick recap from what I did earlier. It's more with that. I'm just trying to just do this. This is like a rough draft. And I'll talk to y'all later.